When I first moved to Portland, Oregon, I never imagined how deeply life would test me as a single mother. My name is Emily Carter, and my only son Ryan had just turned 19 when I noticed that something about him was changing. He wasn't the cheerful, lively boy I used to know. Instead, he carried a heaviness in his eyes, as if the world was pressing down on his shoulders. Ryan had always been bright, an A student, an athlete in high school, and the kind of young man everyone adored. But as college began, I could see he was drifting into silence. His grades dropped. He stopped hanging out with his friends. Most nights, he stayed locked in his room, staring out the window as though searching for something far away. As a mother, my heart broke. I tried asking him what was wrong, but he would just smile faintly and say, "I'm fine, Mom." I knew he wasn't fine. Mothers always know. One evening after dinner, I decided to gently push him to open up. I made him his favorite, chicken Alfredo pasta, and we sat together at the dining table. For a long time, the only sounds were the clinking of forks and the hum of the refrigerator. Then, quietly, he whispered, "Mom, do you ever feel like no one understands you?" His words shook me. That was the first time he had let his heart speak. I put my hand over his. "All the time, sweetheart. But you're not alone. Tell me what's weighing on you." That night, Ryan finally broke his silence. He told me about the pressure he felt in college, the loneliness, and the guilt of not living up to everyone's expectations. He admitted that sometimes he doubted his worth. Tears welled up in his eyes, and in that moment, I realized how deeply he was struggling. I didn't give him advice immediately. Instead, I just listened. Sometimes listening is more powerful than any solution. Over the next few weeks, I made it my mission to be his anchor. I left little notes on his desk reminding him that he mattered. I encouraged him to take walks with me through Forest Park, where the crisp air seemed to clear our minds. Slowly, I saw him begin to heal. He laughed more. He started painting again, something he had abandoned years ago. One evening, we drove to the Oregon coast, just the two of us. The waves crashed against the shore as the sun painted the sky in shades of pink and gold. Ryan turned to me and said, "Mom, thank you for not giving up on me." I smiled through tears. That's what love is, Ryan. We don't give up on each other. But the story doesn't end there. While I was busy helping my son rediscover himself, I, too, found something unexpected, a chance at love again. At the community art center where Ryan had started volunteering, I met Daniel Matthews, an art instructor. He was gentle, kind, and carried an aura of peace about him. He often encouraged Ryan, guiding him through painting sessions, praising his creativity, and reminding him that art wasn't about perfection but expression. I noticed how Ryan looked up to Daniel, almost like a mentor, and I couldn't ignore the way Daniel's presence stirred something inside me, something I hadn't felt in years. His warm laughter, the way he spoke about life with such depth, it was refreshing. One afternoon, after a long painting class, Daniel offered to walk me to my car. We talked about everything, the struggles of parenting, the beauty of second chances, and the fear of opening up to love again. His words lingered in my heart. Over time, our friendship grew into something deeper. He never rushed me, never pressured me. Instead, he showed me through his actions that love could be gentle, patient, and healing. Ryan noticed it too. One day he teased me, "Mom, I think Daniel likes you." I blushed, caught off guard, but Ryan's smile reassured me. For the first time in years, I felt that maybe it was okay to let someone in. Months passed, and the changes were remarkable. Ryan was thriving. His laughter filled the house again. His paintings hung proudly on the walls, and his confidence shone through. And as for me, I realized that sometimes when we pour love into others, life finds a way to pour love back into us. On a quiet evening in Portland, Daniel and I sat on the porch, sipping tea while Ryan played his guitar inside. The soft melody drifted through the open window, and Daniel gently reached for my hand. "Emily," he whispered, "you've spent so long taking care of everyone else. Let someone take care of you now." Tears welled in my eyes, not from sadness, but from gratitude. For my son, who had taught me the power of resilience. For Daniel, who had shown me the beauty of second chances. And for life itself, which reminded me that even in our darkest seasons, love always finds a way. That night, as Ryan's music filled the air and the stars glittered above, I realized something important. When we listen, when we love, when we refuse to give up on each other, we change lives. And sometimes, in helping someone else heal, we discover our own healing too.